Well, hey folks, I'm out metal detecting this afternoon. It is a wet, overcast, very muddy afternoon. I'm getting a late start. I'm back out at a permission that I've been to several times now, a good many times. But there's one little map dot that I've never made my way out to, and I'm going to try to get out there today. It's way out in the middle of a field, so I'm going to have to walk a long ways. I don't think it's going to rain anymore this afternoon. But we're gonna try to make it out there. I think it's one of the older spots. I'm hoping it goes back to the 1800s. I think it does, but I'm not sure. So we're gonna try to get out there and find the bricks and the pottery, and then see what we can do. So let's get after it. Let's go dig some history. All right. Well, I've made my trek out to where I thought I wanted to go, and I'm starting to see a few signs. I just had a 30 signal right here, and it's the knob adjuster off of a lantern, a wick adjuster, the little turn knob. Sometimes you can get a patent date off these. And then I'm starting to see some bricks right there, and there was a pottery piece somewhere that I saw, and I'm starting to get some iron. There it is right there. Some kind of something there. So I think I'm getting to the edge of where I wanted to go. So I'll kind of start slowing things down a bit like I normally do. I'm way out in the middle of this field. It is muddy out here. It's kind of slow going. But we'll see how this little spot turns out. Hopefully we'll get onto something pretty cool here. All right, definitely getting more into the pottery pieces and the brick and the iron. Had a low signal. I know that wind is blowing hard. See if I can turn my back toward it. That's a piece of lead, I think. I thought it was going to be a lead button, but I'm not sure what that is. That may just be a piece of discarded lead. I'm not sure. I thought it had design on it. So definitely in the right spot. There's some pottery and brick. Some more right there. So yeah, definitely where I thought I wanted to go. I see some more bricks right over there. So yeah, we're gonna stay right here and go low and slow. Had a 24-25 signal on the Manticore, and that's right around the nickel range. It was just right there. I didn't even use my shovel. This ground is so soft, I just popped it out with my hands. I think that's gonna be a nickel. Or button one. Is it a button? Not sure. Let me work on it with two hands, and I'll be right back. All right, guys. Well, this was a treat. It was the best case, I guess, for nickels. This is gonna be a shield nickel. Look at this. Didn't do much to it as soon as I saw that 5. But look at this. I don't dig too many of these. So these were 1860s to 1883 or so. The date's going to be right down here at the bottom. It's a very small date. I might be able to get it off. I'm going to wait till I get home before I do anything else to it. Look at that. That is an awesome find. All right, well, like I said, I think I'm on the spot. Like I said earlier, I wasn't sure exactly how old this particular home site goes back to. I know the community goes back to the 1800s. So all likelihood is that this home was here sometimes during the late 1800s. All right, we'll take that for sure. Great find. All right, well, I'm just kind of gritting it off here. The thing about a place like this where you're just not sure of the orientation, or if there were any outbuildings, you really just need to kind of make some wide strips through it and try to get a feel for where things are. You got to think, some relics could have fallen through the floorboards for sure in these old homes. But a lot of the activity was taking place out in the yards, and so you just got to think, how far out were the people going out in their yards and you know, interacting and doing all the things they do outside. So that's kind of what you need to do at a place like this, is just take some wide swipes through there and try to get a feel for it. I had a 40 signal right here, and it's going to be a small caliber musket ball, fired for sure, but I'm out on the edge of kind of where I think the Homesite was. Still seeing the pottery stuff out here on the edge, so I always like to go a little bit further than where I stop seeing the bricks and the pottery. You know, just to kind of extend the range of the yard a little bit in all directions. So we'll keep at it for sure. I knew I should have live dug that. It was a 62-63 crisp signal. Best signal really since I've walked out here. And guys, I've only been here for a few minutes. I knew I should have live dug it. Look right here. I think that's going to be a half dime. I think it's going to be a half dime. Got my spray here. I knew I should have live dug that. It's holed, and it is a half dime. Look at this. Get my hands cleaned. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay, it's a half dime. Oh man. Wonder why they hold it right there. That's weird. 1853. Look at that. She's worn and got a hole in it, but man, that's a beautiful little coin. It's been a minute since I've dug a half dime. I don't know, a couple months maybe. Beautiful little coin. I said to myself, that sure sounds like a half dime. I better live dig it, and then decided not to. On the board with some silver, second 1800 coin of the day. Looks like it's going to be a good spot, guys. Had a really good signal there. Pretty deep too, 7 or 8 inches. And this is so familiar, and it's killing me, because I know I've seen this before, and some of you are going to look at it and immediately say what it is. Is it off of like a chest or something? It's driving me crazy. I sat here and thought about it for a minute before I hit the record button, and I still can't think of what it is. I think it would have been attached to a couple screws there or something. All right, y'all let me know. It's brass. I don't think it's off a firearm, but it was a good signal, so all right. All right, that was a 45, 46 signal. I've been digging a lot of more modern brass, more modern bullets, shells. But something round just popped out, and I picked it up, and I think it's gonna be a piece of a button. So I went ahead and got the tripod out. Let me just go ahead and set you up like this, because I want to see what this is together. If I can pick it up here. Oh boy. What do you think this is? Is that going to be a Tennessee button? This might be a Tennessee button, guys. What is it? don't think it's Tennessee. I think it's just the front of a button. Oh man. Yeah, alright, I'm not gonna do that too much. What is this? I think it's a Tennessee button. I didn't bring my soft bristle brush out here. I think that's a Tennessee button. Let me hit it with a toothpick real quick. Get it up where I can see it. I think this is going to be a the front to a two-piece button, maybe. Wow. Let me work on it for just a second. I'll be right back. All right, guys, you can see it there. It is a Tennessee State Seal button. I think these were post-war. I've dug one a little bit different than this, and it's going to be hard because it's not going to get a back mark off of it, but I think this is post-war, post-Civil War, but no doubt about it, Tennessee State Seal. Look at that. That is an awesome find. I'm guessing post-war, pre-1900. I'll definitely have to do some research though. Man, that's such a cool find. I'll compare it to, in the wrap-up, I'll compare it to the other one I found. Awesome, awesome, awesome. This is turning out to be a nice little afternoon hunt. I'm still beating this little area up, making my strips. I just popped that. If you watched last episode when I was down in South Louisiana, I think it was last episode, I dug a similar variety. It's a suspender clip. Y'all know me, I love anything with a fancy on it. Alright, well, we're still making some good finds here. Still got plenty of daylight left. I'm digging lots of shotgun shells. Somebody was doing some serious bird hunting out here at some point, but just dug that little keyhole cover off of a lock. M.W. and Company. That's cool. I know that wind's blowing hard. That was a weird signal. Piece of a spoon bowl. Right there. Not very deep. Brass spoon. I keep digging these shotgun shell signals, thinking that since I dug that shield nickel, you know, who knows, but I guess it paid off because I think I just dug another shield nickel. I thought I saw 5 on here. Absolutely. Oh man, 2 shield nickels in one day. Outstanding. All right, I'm not going to do much to it. These things just crumble, the detail on them. Hopefully I can get some dates off of them. Outstanding. I don't know if I've ever dug 2 shield nickels in one day. That's pretty cool. We'll get it cleaned up, take a look at it in the wrap up. Right here beside where I dug the shield nickel, I had another 2728, so a little bit high for a nickel. And that popped out. What is this? What in the world? Sun's coming out on me. Is that some kind of button? What is that? It's got a hole in it. Does it have 2 holes in it? Is that a whizzer? Let me rub that on my sleeve here for a second. Got some gold on it. Yeah, it's got 2 holes in it. Look at that. It's either a button or a whizzer, a whirligig, whatever you call them, a little toy. I guess it could have been a button. That's cool looking. Alright, I like that. Well, this is a cool one. It's a weird signal, 5354. Thought it might be an Indian head, a little bit low for an Indian head. See if y'all recognize this. Anyone recognize it? That's the top to a powder flask, and I think it's going to be a pistol powder flask, one of the smaller ones. I've dug several of these before, the larger ones, and I don't think I've ever dug one this small, but I am 95% certain that that's the top to a powder flask. Look at that. Wow. That's a cool find. Well, not too far from the powder flask top, I just got a Spencer cartridge. Right there. Right there. Well, this being probably the last time I'm going to get out here in this field this season before they plant, I'll definitely have to mark the spot and plan on coming back. But I still have a little while longer this evening. Sun's going down, but we'll keep at it for a little bit longer. Well, that was a screamer. Right down there. Look at that lock. Not too old, I don't think. But we'll take it. I'm running out of daylight, so I'm going to cut it short here, make a few more passes. All right, well, I'm headed back to the truck. I'd call that a pretty good hunt. This is going to be my last hunt out in this field before they plant it. Unless I get back out here one day this week. Sneak out after work maybe, but I'm not planning that. So it's been a good run this season. Had some good finds out in this field, but I definitely will be back. Have a good relationship with the farmer. That's always important. So we'll see you guys in the wrap up. All right, well, here's the board. Gonna be a quick wrap up. Gone through most of this already, but we'll run through it. As usual, got a few things here I didn't record. That's a either like a coat or a hat rack. Those are pretty common. Got the lock there. Didn't really do any research on it. I'm not sure what brand that is. Picked up a few pieces of pottery as usual. There's the Spencer, 56 Spencer. Got the 2 little musket balls. This didn't turn out to be anything. I thought it was going to be some kind of little button, but it's not. Still not sure on this piece. Waiting for one of you guys to tell me about that. Still looks very familiar to me. I know I've seen it before. The little lock plate cover, keyhole cover. Top of the powder flask, the small pistol powder flask, I do believe. Couldn't find an exact one that looked exactly like that. I was going to try to post a picture of a similar one, but couldn't find one. There's the suspender clip, and then either the button or the whizzer. Not sure about that. If it's a button, it's weird. So I'm thinking it's probably going to be the one of the little whirligig toys, the spinners that the kids played with. And then the 4 really good finds, I guess I would say. The 2 shield nickels, and unfortunately, I cannot get a date off of either one. They are just toasted. I've looped them. I've put them under the magnifying glass, and it's just nothing there. Something probably under all of that crud, but no date. But still, I don't know. I may have had one other day where I dug 2 shield nickels, so still very cool. Got the Seated Liberty half dime 1853 no arrows variety. I didn't realize how low mintage this year in this variety was. Only 135,000 minted, I think. So that's a really cool find. If this would have been an O mint instead of Philadelphia, if this would have been a New Orleans mint, this would have been a key date. As it is, it's a semi-key date, I believe. So even though it's worn and got the hole in it, it's still a very, very cool find. And then the Tennessee button. So I looked in my Albert's book. This is going to be a definitely post-war, so it's got the agriculture and commerce around the edge there, and it's going to be a staff officer's button. Let me see if I can grab my Albert's book here and pull it over. It's going to be that number 2 right there. And if you look down here, Tennessee, the state seal, staff, and then it tells you about it. And so it's going to be post-war, and just like I said, pre-1900, post-war, and it's going to be one of those 2 makers. Horseman Brothers are good ones, and without the backing, just no way of knowing. But still a very cool find. Here is the other Tennessee button that I've dug, and this would have been a little bit later time frame, so still post-war, right around the turn of the century, I think. But you can see the difference there between the staff officer's button and that one. So still a very cool find in my opinion. I don't see these dug a lot. I've seen a few other people post Tennessee buttons, but I just don't see them a lot. So I don't know if they're just more rare than other state buttons or what, but that's a really cool find in my opinion. So either that or the Seated Liberty half dime. Those are the 2 finds of the day, I would say. So, all right, well, that's going to do it. Happy with that short little afternoon hunt. Like I said before, probably not going to make it back out there before they planted. So, looking forward already to being back out there next year. Thanks as always for watching. Appreciate all the comments, the likes. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. I really appreciate that. And we will see you guys next time.